now we have YouTube, whose screen is looking. Let's see if I can find something for that. Hold on. Right, let's see. There we go. Is that slightly better? Maybe it's the light in here. It's not terribly light. I'm in my front room. Anyway, YouTube and the Feel Better community on Facebook. I've got you both here. And hi. It's been a minute. So we did take a week, which was already planned before all of this went down. It was my 19-year anniversary of the fire, following the 19-year anniversary of doing my first Kundalini practice, right? So it's September, it's my anniversary. And now will be the anniversary of taking down 19 years after that. So where does it leave us? I know that I've had a lot of comments, and thank you, and I'm getting to responding to all of those. Know that I've read every single one of them, so if you've left me a comment, thank you. It does seem that this is a challenging world to operate with integrity, especially where business is involved, and I think that's possibly where a lot of people might be struggling with what to do with all of this, and that's that is the big challenge. And then there's just also how we particularly feel ourselves. I love, there's a quote that John O'Donoghue quotes K.D. Lang, a Scottish, I think he was a psychologist, and I forget the book that it was in, but the quote is something like, we can never see someone's experience, we only see their behavior. And I think that outside of knowing what, the Kundalini part, the questions that it raises, along with where we happen to be socially and culturally right now, I think there are some really interesting discussions and conversations to be had. And also that, Shana, hi, also that we get to see who we are. The measure of us, the measure of you. I don't know your experience, I can only see your behavior. Your experience is completely unique to you. No one will ever know what that is. As John O'Donoghue points out, there will never be a surgeon who cuts into you and sees your mind and says, oh, look at all these thoughts, and has a look at your thoughts. No one will ever see your thoughts. And yet everything you experience in this life is as a result of those thoughts and where they begin and where they take you. So I think, that's where my journey began 21 years ago, I think it was, when I first saw Goyo's wall. Be aware of your words, they become your thoughts. Be aware of your thoughts, they become your actions. Be aware of your actions, they become your destiny. People know those words now because of social media. They're like, oh yeah, I know that, Shiv. We don't necessarily think about it. When I first saw that on the wall, I was still a practicing corporate attorney, I stopped in my tracks, and my life, I swear, was not the same after that, because I had the light bulb go off of, shit, everything starts here, what a Buddhist would say, here, mind, right? I point here because that's automatic, right? But this mind is not, as John said, there's no surgical part of us, there's no anatomical part of us that contains our mind. Oh, who's writing here? Because, hey babe, I've been thinking, oh gosh, can you put that back up again? Because I don't get to see it, it went off the screen. I don't want to read it. Can you copy and paste it? I've got my glasses on, I'll be real quick. But there isn't an anatomical part of our mind, and yet our mind is such an integral part of all of our experience. And that's why when you Get Your Happy Back, that's what we're doing over there, is we're looking at how our mind works. Give it a little job and see how it works, right? Because it's quite fascinating. Oh, Venus. Hi, sweetie. Message retracted. Maybe that's because you're going to paste it again. I've been thinking about you. And so there isn't an anatomical part of it. And it's like that soul as well. When people talk about soul and think it's inside of us, well, these people like Meister Eckhart think that it's all around us and we are inside of that. That's this human body. I've also been having conversations with myself about the fact that my spiritual being is completely fine. It doesn't do anything naughty. It's not creating havoc in the world. It's not creating havoc in my life. This human body of mine and this human body of yours and of all the other people, those are the ones that need a little attention. This is what this is what I'm feeling going forward. I'm also feeling that this is third act, my third act, right? So I'm coming from there. Marion, I miss you too. Shana, totally. And by the way, call tomorrow is at noon. So open webinar, you've just got to come to the Feel Better community Facebook page, and all the details are in there, and I'll put them back at the top as well. I think they're still up there. But I'm not saying there's no place for practice, but what I am saying is what I've always been saying. Time to put practice into practice, and this is the time. Perhaps taking away the practice is the opportunity for us to put it into practice. Do you hear me? We can sit there and we want to keep that thing that we know makes us. We want to keep it. We do. But when it gets taken away, it creates a space that creates an opportunity. I'm sorry, iPhone keeps telling me my storage is full. Me and that iPhone, just iPhone 6, cannot have enough storage for me. But anyway, so I'm just, what I'm trying to get to is that it's this here. And I don't think we need rules from other people. I don't think we need paths to follow necessarily. I think that we are internally wired. I think that we have it in us. Oh, babe. Yes, please, because maybe we can get a call going as well, because I would really like to see you. So please DM me. And thanks for that. It's been a very mixed bag as to how people feel about what I've done. I was talking to Samaj about it earlier. This is how I do my life. This is how I left law. It wasn't, for a long time I wanted to leave and I had no way out. From the fire, which was September 9th, to December 31st when I left, but it was already decided. I think I already orchestrated it by the end of October. So between that, and I've been trying for 2 years, and I just basically got out and I had no idea what I was going to do afterwards, right? The same here. This feels like the same as the fire. The fire was the extinguishing of my physical possessions, and this is my digital world. And there's a feeling of being lost, coming back is, and of course, because I had plans, particularly Katie, we were doing some stuff, and I had a filming plan for the week that we were away. There was a new course coming out, and we were going to do some series with the next level, all kinds of things that are not happening now. And not only that, now I've got a whole lot of other stuff that I need to do because of that. All I know is that it's right. I do know that. I know that, you make these decisions, you know it's right, you get it done, and then you're on the other side. And once you're on the other side, then you just deal, right? No choice, because I'm still standing. So when we just went away, we had the blessing I was offline for a week, so nobody knows. I couldn't post any pictures of where we were or anything. Like, hallelujah. It was quite nice. We went to San Onofre State Park, and it has these 6 beaches with 100-feet bluffs. So the bluffs are up here, and they come forward, but some of them are cut back and then forward, and they're all these different. They've all been erosion, right, from the ocean. 100 feet. So let's imagine how we're talking about this. 100 feet up and quite far back, right? So that's where the ocean used to be. Now these bluffs are 100 million years old. I'll talk about them more later. But those bluffs said to me, "You're all worried, I'm doing all this, we're still standing." And you know, in our own lives, we are still standing. No matter what we go through, we will keep standing until we're not. So we had a choice how we do that. And sure, we can spend a lot of time immobile, paralyzed, scared, curled up. Oh, thanks, Shanna. Just feeling, lost. But there's a really beautiful quality about being lost, because I know that every time in my life that I've thought I've known what I'm going to do and where I'm going, it actually led me to fucking misery, right? I planned out being a lawyer, did my law degree, did my this, did my that, passed the New York bar, came to California, practicing, big law, best law firms, miserable as hell. My experience, not everybody else's experience. But I'm not living everybody else's experience, and you're not living everybody else's experience. So we all get together on these like spiritual paths, and we're all kind of collectively doing this thing. But the thing is we're all very unique, and our experience is very unique, and we need to experience ourselves, right? And we need to be able to be with ourselves during this time, because if anything, this COVID, with the cultural changes that we have, with the Black Lives Matters, for God's sake, we have people being killed on the streets by the people who are paid to look after the people, and it's on film, and we're still like talking about whether it happens or not. This is where we are in the world. We can't do very much about that, but our world, our inner landscape, our inner experience, we can pay attention to that. And that's the key. That inner landscape requires us to quieten down out there. Yes, that's right, Katie, I agree. To quieten down out there, we get to listen to what's going on in here. Because a lot of these, what I've always thought about these teachings is a lot of them say, and I've spoken about this before, you be your own teacher and then tell you what to do. It's like, what? So no, listen to yourself. You are naturally wired, right? You came with everything that you need. Now, it doesn't mean that you know everything. Maybe you need to remember some things, right? But perhaps there's more about us, how we can be with ourselves, especially given that, whatever this is that we're going through, right? There are people who say it's real, there are people who say it's not real, there are people who say this, and there are people who say that, and there are people who say lots of things. People are saying lots and lots of things. I'm not saying lots of things about it, because the one thing I do know about it is I don't know, right? I don't fucking know. And I don't believe that anyone else really knows. And I think the people who claim to know, it's a very precarious position to be in. It's a bit like not being lost. Knowing where you are is precarious because it's not real. Right? So I don't know, but what I do know is I'm still standing, and I will still be standing, and the only way to get through this is to deal with my inner landscape. So I can do all of these other things on the outside, but if I don't deal with myself on the inside, I'm still going to wake up to myself at 3 o'clock in the morning with the blanket of darkness and the deep pit of emptiness in me. I had too many years of that. So it doesn't matter all these things we can fill ourselves up on the outside with. We need to make sure we know where that place is inside of us. And I'll talk more about that on the call tomorrow. So anyway, there's a few things. yeah, sometimes sometimes when we get what we want, we're determined to have. We're miserable, and when we let God give us what we need, then that is happiness pure. And I quite agree. I think we have a lot of we're doing too much and not being enough, and so I think when we redress the being part, we redress quite a lot in the rest of it. And it's really hard. It's very hard not to be doing all of the time, because we find so much value in our busyness, and we don't want to waste time. And so people were saying to me, I don't want to waste time. And I used to say, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Busy. I can get a lot of things done. And then I got time. And once you experience the taste of time, it's quite exquisite. And so I think that that's a lot of what we need going forward, is how to be, or source. Exactly. So I agree. So Katie, I don't even, so I can say that I don't even qualify that anymore. Me, God used to be such a trigger word, and during my Kundalini years, they called it generating, organizing, and destroying principle. Kind of could get down with that. I called it universe, and recently, and it doesn't really matter what you call it. One of the teachers that I studied with starts trying to refrain from this possession of one of my teachers, right? So a teacher I studied with, Robina Curtin, a Buddhist nun. She has, I think, the best response to, God, Buddha, Arjuna, what the hell is it, Muhammad? And she sits there with the students and she goes, it is what it is. You can call it Mickey Mouse for all you want, she says, but it is what it is. And I really like that. I think that, we're all calling to the same name with that. And yeah. So I will be having a call tomorrow at noon Pacific Standard Time. It's an open community Zoom call. You are all invited tomorrow. And then the following Sunday, we will be having a call for Get Your Happy Back and for Angels. And anybody who wants to join, that'll be an $11 donation. And we're going to be doing the Wheel of Wellness, the 5 regrets, and a end of life meditation. Oops. Oh. Feel Better Community just went off. My phone is glitching. So that's why I paused there. And that's what we'll be doing the following Sunday. So I'll post all those details in the Feel Better community. If you're on YouTube, you might be wondering why I don't want to come over to the Feel Better community. Well, it all depends. If you want to stay in touch with us, that is a great place to do it. And they put in extra things. I might put in a live in the morning when I'm at the beach. And we put in all the call details and stuff like that you can just, and also, not only that, it's not about me. There's a great community in there already. So if you're looking to do a practice, perhaps you're already meditating every day or doing something, there is a mindfulness thread that the members have started. And just before we deleted all the videos, I think they got to about day 222 of several meditations. And now they're doing they're restarted, and they're all doing different things and supporting one another. So that's another reason to come over there, is because it really is a lovely support place if you are looking for that. And you may or may not be, but if you are, it's quite nice. And several of them are really good friends now because we get together every month, But this Sunday, everybody's invited. That includes you. Just got to come over to the Feel Better community. It's a group on Facebook. So that's facebook.com/groups/the Feel Better community. I'll pop a link down here later. So I think that's all for now though. I will be answering some questions tomorrow if you've got them. Will we be continue doing videos? Absolutely. I will not stop doing videos. Will they be Kundalini Yoga videos? Not so much. Definitely won't be doing queers. Will there be movement videos? Absolutely. We're more better in 10s, better in 20, better in 30. We'd already planned this. So it's kind of interesting how this is all going down. And for those of you who saw the reform and reframe video, I was saying about, we're looking at different ways to reform the YouTube videos. I actually made that video, you can look at the date. I made it before I knew that we were deleting. I made that video meaning we have these 1,500 videos, like what are we going to do with them? And we had I had a complete idea about how I could repurpose them. And I'd asked the question, right? I'd asked the question, what can we do with them? I said it in the video. And Universe, Source, or whomever went, I tell you what, here, let's just delete them. There you go. Digital detox. It's all gone. So that's interesting. Be careful what you wish for, because the last time I said that was I had the fire, and that was the physical possessions. So, but even though I don't know what's coming, and even though there's a lost feeling, there is a feeling that we are where we need to be in order to go where we need to go. We don't always know what's ahead of us. We might only know what's in the next step. We have to take this breath by breath, day by day. And that's what we're going to do. And for those of you who are game, we'll do it together. I've already had messages from some of you that are like, absolutely, feel better community, that's what we're part of, doesn't matter about the other stuff. And then there's other people who are exited straight away. No yoga, no way, right? And it's all cool. I feel blessed that our paths have crossed in whatever capacity that they have. And I hope that serves you well. And I'm excited and intrigued to see what comes. I know it's something. So anyway, much love to you, and if you can, come and join us tomorrow. That's Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time, and you can get those details in the Facebook page. All right, sweetheart. I love you so very much. I'll see you on the other side.